Well, today I wanted to talk to you about my Catch 120 from Pelican. Did a lot of research before I bought the 120. I primarily got it because it's very wide, and I knew that I wanted to put a trolling motor on it. My wife actually had a different kayak before, and she switched to the 120 as well when she had trouble with that one tipping over on her. Anyway, I wanted to go through the modifications I made to this kayak. It's actually set up exactly how my first version was, and then on another video I'll show you the changes that I made, but I'm going to start with this one because this is what I did first and have been using for a little while. So the Catch 120 comes with this great seat, so that part's standard. Anybody that has a Catch 120, they have to deal with these this strap here that comes with the thing. Now I got just a carabiner that I put through here, and I spin this thing around, and that's how I lock it when I'm putting it on top of my car, so it doesn't flop around. And then I just take this back out and leave the carabiner on there. Help you stand up, although I don't do that, so I don't really care much about that. But you'll find that's a great help. And then the seat, my wife typically rides it in the low position. I put it in the high. She likes the stability of that bit. I'm sure you're aware of these things here, which is what we use to put a paddle on, and it just stays there on the side. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward there, but easy to stay out of the way. Then the other thing we did was I added the couple Scotty rod holders. Got one here, got one over there, and I have one up here too, and I'll show you that in a second on why I did that. That's the setup. That way my wife could have some rod holders. These are the standard rod holders that that come with the Catch, but the problem is that these are being used. I'm going to show you how that works. So what I did is I made this piece of wood here, and this is a 1x6, excuse me, 2x6, and then I took 45 degree, four of the inserts. This is actually not the PVC pipe. This is the coupler for the pipe because it's a little bit thicker. So I have a couple small pieces in between each one to glue them together, because this is the size that fits perfectly in the holes here. So I did that on both sides. I put this on a swivel because it makes it easier to get in and out. I'll show you that. So if I'm putting it in there, this side over here will get a little ornery, and so you have to kind of work yourself down in there. But once you have it in, then this right here is where the trolling motor goes. I've got a couple bungee cords here that I use just to strap. Let me get this in the right position here. Just to strap that down so that way it doesn't come out. It's in there pretty good as it is, but that just keeps it from coming out. And then I got the trolling motor down here. I'll just attach it right there. It'll sit in this down position. Handle's upside down right now, but because of the weight of the trolling motor, and then once it's down, we'll flip it around. So I'll show you that. So that's the way to have it hooked up. Just keep a small battery right in this area right here. I do bungee it to that side to offset the weight on this side. It's just a small battery. Right here. Bungee it to that pole right there so it stays over there. Just clip these on. Oops. Wrong one. There. So you're sitting in this chair, you can just reach back with your left hand and control it. Yeah, it works pretty well. Now, once you put a trolling motor on a kayak in the state of Florida, you got to have it registered, just like you would a boat. So I at first tried to put the numbers on the side where they're supposed to be, and they just kept falling off. So I ended up making this. So this is just a piece of wood that I painted to make it as waterproof as I can. I put a Scotty mount base on the front here, so it would hold the letters. What Scotty is, you got to put it in there and then you flip it around. The registration is supposed to be on that side, so it kind of looks like a flag. Of course, it gets in the way in the handle. So I spin it around like that, while I'm pulling the kayak, and then after I put it in the water, I just spin it around, push down. So that's why I had to put this Scotty mount up here. I really was thinking about putting a GoPro there. Maybe I'll just mount a GoPro mount on top of that. Although I've seen some people put it there. Just a matter of preference. I do like being able to put it on things that are removable. I also may change these to flush mounts because I have run into issues getting in and out the kayak hitting that thing. A couple other things I did with this kayak is I added this right here, so it allowed me to be able to get access into the unit from the back side. This has got a bag, somewhat waterproof, so that's where I keep my keys and license and stuff like that in there. And then my phone, I just put on a waterproof rag and tie it around there. Now, I do find that sometimes this the back end gets a little heavy when you sit in it. And so on this back side, I'll put that plug in that scupper hole so that it doesn't really get any water in there. The only place I really get water is up there with my feet. A couple other things I did for her is an anchor. She has an anchor rope. Nothing special since she doesn't really fish that much. I just tie it onto here. Nothing special there. And I made her box, you know, that has a couple rod holders on it in case she does want to go fishing. And oh, I forgot, I did make her one of these. So this is you know, for her anchor. So this is just a dog leash I set up, and all I do is I take this thing. Oops, can't flip that. I take this thing. I just have a way to take it off. Flip it around the seat a couple times. That way it's nice and convenient. And then you attach your anchor to that. I got her a small anchor. The anchor goes on like that. Then you can drop the thing, it gets to the dip, you lock it, and it works just fine. And then traveling or anything, you just leave it right there. Find that works just well. Sitting it in there, it doesn't move when you're skipping around the water. So that was my first shot at how I added a trolling motor, and then I'll make another one that shows you what I did to you know, to my kayak to put the trolling motor on the back.